So here we have it, the Benelli M2. So, why is it good? Firstly, it's made of plastic. Plastic doesn't get wet. Well, it does get wet, but it doesn't soak up water. So you're not going to struggle with wet wood jamming everything and that sort of thing. Second, let's start from the back. You've got a nice squishy pad. This is called the Comfortex stock. They also do one called the Essential that doesn't have this. It's got a big squishy pad. What it also has is a squishy bit for your face, and it has a little cutout here. Essentially, when you shoot the gun, this little gap here compresses, so you actually get a sort of a progressive recoil function, essentially. Moving forward, you have a Benelli Action. The M2 Action runs off an inertia system, so there's no gas workings, generally keeps it very clean, and actually means that it's probably one of the most reliable semi-automatics out there, in my opinion. Nice simple plastic forend, nice and short, so you can get your hand around the end if you need. You have a slightly stepped rib, makes target acquisition very easy, and a little fibre optic sight, so that you can actually pick it up in low light levels. So, comfort, reliability, also it weighs nothing. You've got a shim system as well, so you can set it up for yourself, so you can make it fit you quite well actually. Taking it apart, I'll show you why it's quite so good. So firstly, the front nut comes off, that just unscrews, goes down, and the forend and barrel come off together. That pulls back, copping lever comes out, push the bolt back ever so slightly, and the bolt comes out. And there you have it, a disassembled M2. Very simple. What you'll see is there's a lack of gas work. There are no gas ports on the barrel. All that happens. Reassembly, a little bit more difficult than taking it apart. Like with all things, all you have to do to take it apart is undo a few things and essentially give it a good shake. Reassembly, let's try and do this. Your bolt goes back in, get the rat tail in there, and keeping the gun, keep that high above the hammer, nice and level. This will push in and into place. This hammer goes in and it will go back and lock into place. Next, the forend attaches back onto the barrel, just like that. And the way I like to do it is start it at 90 degrees, put it on and turn it in, and that locks in like that, and the nut goes on. And there you have it, I've reassembled them too. How it works, quite simply. You have a safety catch here. When you see red, that's bad, that means it's going, well, I suppose that's good, that means it's about to go bang. So what we have to do is, that is safe, and now it's ready to fire. You have a trigger, quite obviously. You have a bolt with a charging handle. That will hold back and it'll always go forward. The exceptions to this, if you press this little button here, that will lock your bolt back. This button will make it go forward. Alternatively to that button, I can't recommend this as an actual way, however, is the quick and easy way. If you've just got one hand, pull the charging handle back and push your loading gate up, and that will hold the bolt back. However, don't go putting your hand in the actual breech there, because it's not locked back by any standard. It could still bite you. And we have to just pull it back and let it go, and that will drop forward. So, to load, the proper way to do this, you get a cartridge, you push your loading gate down and you push it up into your mag tube. It's quite simple, you just push it up like that. You put 2 in there, you press your red button, that will kick a cartridge out, that will go back, but when there is a cartridge loose, this bolt will then fly forward and pick that cartridge into the chamber. You then stick your other cartridge in. Alternatively, you press the button, lock it back, you put your cartridge in, you press the button, and you put 2 into the magazine tube, and you're ready to go. Couldn't get any simpler. In the end of the gun you have Benelli chokes. I believe the M2 comes with 5, the Essential comes with 3. Feel free to change as you will. This was got a quarter choke in and been quite effective whilst we've had it on demo. We've taken out and shot a few bits with it, and so with the quarter choke in seems to do quite a good job. My personal experience of the M2 is this. I've owned a couple back in my sort of early 20s and before that, I probably didn't look after guns quite as well as I should. I really put these things through their paces. We used to have quite a few as estate guns a bit before that when I was working as a keeper, and they were absolutely flawless, and they really got abused, absolutely abused. I also know these are the go-to guns for gamekeepers generally, because they take such a beating. You don't have to clean them, they're just, you put some cartridges in and it'll work. The M4, the military use that, and that runs on the same action. Simple, reliable, robust. So you've seen the gun, seen it in the shop. Now let's see it out on test. We've got some rather ancient, nasty, I think they're about 25 years old, says the person. 28 gram, 2.5 inch, 65mm cartridges. Let's stick a couple of boxes, best part of a couple of boxes through the gun and see if it works. Lights out.
Shoot to the stars.
So we were supposed to be taking this gun out today, and it was supposed to be hoofing it down with rain. It's not. We were supposed to show quite how extreme this gun can go. So we're going to make it rain. Right, so just give it a quick strip, just make sure there wasn't any water anywhere dangerous, because we can't recommend that you do this at home, certainly. However, giving it a good strip and clean in the field anyway, and we're ready to rock. The only thing we've got left is water in the stock. And that was that. So, we took the Benelli M2 out, we made it rain, it still performed. Yeah, that was a bit of fun. Things that we discovered from that, which I didn't really know before, and to be honest, I've taken Benelli M2s out and I've tested them, certainly. But, you know, never got one that wet before. I'm not really a rainy weather kind of guy. First things first, the butt pad is really easy to remove on the Comfortech. This helped emptying the water out the stock. Who knew? I'm guessing that's actually the feature, so that you can use it as a or maybe in a survival situation. No, other things, the plastic when it's wet doesn't get slippery, and the checkering is well, it's not really checkering. The grip, the grippy sort of checkery effect is really good in the wet. Apart from that, no shocking surprise, it worked.